right, we are live. We're going to be getting ready to do a podcast, a double coverage podcast here in just a few moments while the boys get ready. If you haven't seen the podcast before or listened to the podcast before, well, you're going to be in for a treat. Let me tell you.
I just want you to just go ahead and say it.
Okay.
I mean, like, because right after that, Cabrillo Sands, they say.
That's what I was looking at right now.
Yes, that's you.
Okay.
These guys are just getting ready here. We've already got a viewer.
Hi.
Audio.
So then right here, I'm going to say, so let's jump into this week's, and you say, okay, cool.
And then he'll throw me, I guess, that go if he wants. Although I'll have enough enthusiasm.
You just look a little tired is all.
I'm always tired.
Well, you know, you're 80 years old. You get a little tired when you're 80 years old.
Close. I'm halfway home.
Yeah, pretty close.
I am halfway home.
I know.
More.
Did you just get scared?
No, the 50, and even then, when I go. I don't want to live to be 70, so I'm probably 2/3 done.
Right here. So that's you. You put Jim.
Yeah,
Okay.
just on that graph.
Gotcha.
Just saying, because I think there's opinion in it.
Okay.
So anything I put like Jim by is just like, you can look into it, pull something from it, but just as long as we keep the flow going.
Yeah.
But I put Jim by because there's opinion in it.
For sure. Plus, you know Santa Cruz more than I do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So we're gonna do that right after the power poll, or run down each. So we're gonna do the same thing again, right? We're
Yeah.
gonna go down and list it all.
Yeah. We run down.
Yeah.
No times.
No times?
No.
Okay.
We'll mention the times when we
When
come back to the game.
individually?
Yeah, because then it
So
kind of
records too, then no records.
no records.
Okay.
We're just gonna say the lineup of the teams
On Friday night.
on Friday night,
Okay.
and then after that, then after we come back to each game, then we say the records and what time the game is
Okay.
and whatnot.
So I'll follow your lead on that, I guess.
Okay.
Unless you want to highlight a game every other game.
No, we'll just
Or just you
go
take
back and
Friday,
forth.
I take Saturday, either way. Because it's going to be quick hits. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
About Scotts Valley, San Benito, Monte Vista Christian. You're not saying any times.
Gotcha. Okay.
For those of you joining us, there's 2 viewers. We are just getting ready to do the podcast. It'll be in just
So
a
then I'll
few
do
moments.
Friday and you do Saturday. Gotcha. Yep. Sounds good.
Juan's good. Jim, thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay, let me start the recording here. And officially recording. Turn up my echo. Test. Okay.
Who are our viewers? Can we say hi to them by name? It doesn't have any things that says.
No,
like,
if they chat, we can.
Okay.
But if that's it.
Is it just their Twitter handles? Like, hey, hi,
Nah,
Scratchy.
It's their
Itchy Bum
YouTube. It's their YouTube handles. So
Okay.
it'll be their email.
and Itchy Bum.
Yeah. We are broadcasting, Jim.
I got you.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Living on the edge.
I'll let you know. Hey, and I might cut in a little bit if there's a question.
Or if you want to use echo voice, apparently.
Yeah. Well, sorry, I was about to do the intro. Okay.
Keep people on
I
their toes.
apologize.
It's all good. I just don't want to feel like I'm speaking with God every second.
Okay, we're recording, so here we go.
Yeah.
Silence.
All right.
One. Okay. It's time for double coverage. Your Santa Cruz County sports leader, presented by the Santa Cruz Sentinel. And now your hosts, Jim Seimas and Juan Reyes.
Hey, welcome to week 6 of Double Coverage. I'm Juan Reyes.
I'm Jim Seimas.
And I'm your producer, Tony Solis.
Thanks for joining us. We'll kick things off with a recap of week 5 and talk about what's going on in this week's Sentinel Top 10 Power Poll.
Then we'll jump into week 6 to talk about some exciting matchups like Monte Vista Christian hosting San Benito, Aptos at Seaside, and Carmel at Scotts Valley.
All this and more on Double Coverage. Yo.
Word. How the heck you doing?
Good. Can't complain. What's up with you? How's it going?
I guess just a big news week in general with all this NCAA and government stuff cracking down on Louisville and Rick Pitino. And
I was watching that today.
That's some heavy stuff.
Yeah, dude.
That's
he did some deep
deep doo-doo.
deep problems.
Yeah,
and not just them. I mean, like I think of what I've seen is South Carolina and Miami. It could be wrong.
USC, I heard too.
Really?
Yeah.
So, and I'm a big Adidas fan. So really, I love Adidas.
I think you're wearing Adidas right now.
I am actually.
Yes.
So yeah, that stands for All Day I Dream About Seimas. If you're very egocentric in high school, when you say have to have an S. Anyway, thank you. So, but that we obviously standing and kneeling stuff. It's just been a heavy week of sports. I'm ready for some
lighthearted high school football.
Yeah, laid back high school football. How about you? How are things going?
Good. Just just rested up, kind of chilled out during my days off.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
The doggies.
Yeah. Got 2 little dogs. So, well, 1 big dog, one small one, but yeah. For sure. No, just hung out. Yeah.
Mellow.
Yeah.
Saving your energy for cheering for the next Raiders game, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know. What a disaster that was.
It's all good. It's all good. There's another week.
Happens to the best of them.
Yep. So speaking of other weeks, there are other weeks, and we have another one upon us.
Yeah. So here we go. Let's do a week 5 recap first, actually.
Okay.
Let's see here. Friday night we had Aptos beating Palma, 35-13, and Jim here talked to Mariners running back Marcos Reyes after the game. He talked about how Coach Randy Blankenship's halftime speech helped turn the game around.
It was really passionate, He was chewing out people left and right, it's a typical thing. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. A bye week, it was pretty tough for everyone. He hasn't lost a bye week after a bye week for a reason. He's just persistent. He's a great coach. We were struggling out, but it feels good. I haven't beat Palma either. Like last year, I don't know. There's a struggle for me. They put me on my back so many times, so it's just nice to get revenge and not shut them out, but put them in the place. This is our league now. We put it to them. Yeah. We were nervous. I was nervous. I'm always nervous. Palma's a big school, but I knew we can do it. Once again, it all relies on the O-line. I wasn't doing anything first quarter because our O-line wasn't doing it. Second half, they did it. They got it together. Boom, we're driving. It's all on them. All credit to them.
Put me in my place because I took Palma to win, but he gave you mad props, not only for making the correct pick, but also sharing the same last name, Juan Reyes.
That's right, Reyes.
No relation.
I loved it. It's our league now.
Yeah,
wow, what a statement Aptos just made.
This kid has to play like that every week, though. He's a game changer. So
nice. Well, congrats to them. That was awesome. Going down the list here, we got Scotts Valley beating Pacific Grove 34-0. SoCal beat Gonzales in the thriller 28-27. And I spoke with Knights coach Brad Tompkins after the game. He told me how important it was for them to get a win in the Mission Trail League opener.
We still had a decent run game, but it was Jackson Dudek, man. He was just so good tonight. I wish I had stats because it was really incredible the way he was catching key balls. This game was very pivotal for us. In a couple of ways, because it was the first game in the league, because we're right now we're at the midway point of the season, right? We're 5 games in, so do we have a winning record or do we have a losing record? How are we going to hit the halfway point right here? To win this league, we've talked about this league, since it formed, it's a C league and all, but it's like all of a sudden, okay, we can win league this year, you guys, and so that's been our emphasis is winning the league. We got to win the first game to win the league, right?
Follow that, we got Christopher beating Paro Valley 46-8, and Watsonville beat North Monterey County 35-7. I spoke with Wildcats coach Ron Myers after the game, and he talked about Evan Delozier's touchdown run just before halftime.
Well, he's hard to tackle one person. The first person that comes to tackle him, he wins a lot of those first battles. And he got around the edge, and there was one guy there, and the guy came up, and Evans just ran him over. What do I say? I don't know how you describe it. He just ran right over the top of the poor kid. Every time they tried to, they were down the other end zone ready to score. It looked like they were going to get one, and Johnny Bravo made just a great one-on-one tackle. It's just ended it right there.
On Saturday, Monte Vista Christian beat North Salinas 25-14. St. Francis knocked off Marina 17-0, and Greenfield beat Harbor 48-22. I spoke with Pirates quarterback Bailey Shantz, and he told me he wasn't worried. What wasn't working for them Saturday against Greenfield?
It's all right. I mean, it's not a great game, but just didn't get our assignments. That's it's all right. Like, we just kill ourselves sometimes, and I mean, we just gotta clean it up. It's not. I mean, it's nothing bad. We just gotta be tighter. Didn't come out how we wanted to, but it's no big deal. We'll just get back at it next week.
Fremont of Oakland beat SLV 18-11, and in college action, we had Cabrillo knocking off San Jose City College 48-26.
All right, big congrats to Cabrillo for picking up its first win of the season. Nice job by Seahawks coach Darren Arbet and his coaching staff for getting the team ready for that game. Also, some other teams, they found a way to bounce back. Aptos, SoCal, and Watsonville all won after losing their last game. I was in Watsonville for the first half of that game against North County, and I mean, they were in control. They were in control from the start. I mean,
Nice.
they got yep,
Fired up. Yeah.
So no, I mean they had a rushing touchdown to open the game, and then Braden Arnold returned a 96-yard interception.
Nice.
It was nice. It was like I looked up, all of a sudden, I mean, he just came out of nowhere, boom, picked it off, and then he was running like he was like at the 5-10 yard line, getting close, and he was tripping. He almost did not make it,
Yeah.
but he just jumped in there, got the touchdown.
Nice.
Yeah, that was awesome. Like Myers was saying, Aaron Delozier, he had a 43-yard touchdown, made it 28-0 right before the half. And, I mean, the defense was just in there. They're harassing quarterback Joseph Bartell pretty much the whole game. They don't do anything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you've seen them a couple times. I've yet to see them, but I'm excited to because
Yeah.
they sound like the real deal for that
Yeah.
division this year.
Yeah, they got a pretty big test coming up. Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. And then actually you were in Salinas, right, for that big Aptos Palma game?
I was.
Yeah?
It was pretty cool.
Talk about that. What impressed you?
Well, Palma's bagpipe player. I'm just kidding. It wasn't Palma. It normally is.
Yeah.
Palma's, obviously the cat's meow in that league, or has been. I mean, they've won so many. They've only lost 2 league games in like the last 10 years. I think the stat is.
Wow.
Something along those lines. But Aptos came in there and they battled them. They found themselves trailing 13-0 at the half. They looked like they could hang around, but just playing well enough to lose. And then stuff was said at halftime. And I wish I was a fly on the wall because they did well. So let's hear about this win and this offense from Randy Blankenship.
It was just tremendous to watch the kids pull up their bootstraps and play. And I challenged a few of them at halftime because they weren't playing tough in the first half, and I think they got over that in the second half. There's a couple kids that I pointed out and just challenged them, and then I challenged all of them. Football's a man's game, and it's a rough and rugged game, and we got to play it that way. And for us, and that's what we did. I thought we played it that way. The beginning drive of the second half, where we just put it right down their throat. I think our offensive line and the backs did a great job blocking. And I always thought Marcos was a special player.
Randy gets me fired up. I love listening to that guy talk. He could talk about anything.
So just imagine what the halftime
yeah,
speech
right.
was like.
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
He could talk about knitting, and I'd be enthralled. So this guy's awesome. He's a master motivator, one of them, and he also talked about the interception return for defensive back Shane Medina that was returned for a touchdown in the second half.
Yeah, he's just been getting better and better, and we knew that they were going to throw out routes, and told him to protect the sidelines. And the games we lost, he didn't protect the sidelines, or we didn't, and he was one of them. And tonight he protected the sidelines, and it's neat to see that him score. I just wanted to get a team back, and the win is really nice, but I think I got a football team back.
I mean, what they did, 35 unanswered points in the second half, in the second half.
Right. Yeah.
And they made Palma look pedestrian,
Wow.
which doesn't happen often. So it was pretty phenomenal and one-sided.
Where do you think the turning point was in that game? Where did you kind of see where, like, okay, Aptos is just taking over. It's over.
They made the fact that they came out and they marched like 80 yards or sustained a long drive.
Right.
On the opening drive of the second half, they looked like a new beast at that point, and then they kept continuing it every drive, and then the defense kicked in.
Yeah.
It was complete and utter domination in the second half. So
You said it was
13-0 at the half.
No, but three drives that were like 80 yards or something like that.
Yeah,
and
they
like,
really had sustained drives.
Wow.
And 10 plays or more, and going by the Mariners. They look like the real deal again.
wait, who picked them again?
You did.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, I want to cheer when I get
but
it
we're
right
not
there.
we're not keeping track.
Not
though, right?
keeping track.
Not keeping score.
Not keeping
No,
score.
no.
All right. Well, it looks like we have some changes in the team rankings. So let's jump into this week's
Sentinel Power Poll.
All right. So let's start off here. Number 10, we have Harbor coming down the spot.
Staying the same spot as Santa Cruz at number 9.
Paro Valley is at number 8.
SoCal at number 7.
Valley comes down the spot at number 6.
Up a spot. The number 5 is Watsonville.
St. Francis is at number 4.
And checks in at number 3.
And Scotts Valley bumped down the spot to number 2.
That makes Aptos, your Aptos Mariners, the new number 1 team in the Sentinel Power Poll.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I like it. I like but I got a little beef.
Yeah.
Just a little one.
All right.
I mean, I not because I'm a homer, but I think Watsonville deserves the number 4 spot. Francis, I mean, they are good.
Yes.
But I think Watsonville might have a slightly better defense.
All right. Well, I'll forget the fact that you probably have a Watsonville Letterman's jacket, and I'll stand up for the Sharks because St. Francis has a big line, and the Sharks can run, pass, and play defense. Their lone loss is to an out-of-state team,
Yeah.
and a pretty good one at that.
Yeah.
So, and there's still plenty of time left for Watsonville to prove us wrong and prove it's the better team.
Or at least prove Jim wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one spot in the power play. But even though they're in a different league, the NBL Pacific, and St. Francis could and should run the show in the Mission Trail Coastal. They're 2 different beasts. It's hard for us to measure them.
Right.
But I mean, how they dominate their opponents,
Yeah.
time will tell. From what I've seen thus far, St. Francis is a complete team.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the one advantage that St. Francis might have is they probably a game, just a slightly, because I mean Isaac could pass the ball. Baltazar for Wattsville, but no, I think you're right. I think maybe the Sharks are a little bit more balanced on offense. But I mean, both of those teams though,
and both are living the life on defense, doing a good job.
Yep.
Yeah.
Defense for sure. What about you guys? Do you guys agree with us? We want to hear your thoughts or questions about the Power Poll. Feel free to send us an email to sports@santacruzsentinel.com or post a message on our Double Coverage Facebook page. Shall we jump into
the rundown?
Yeah. All right. We got week 6, right?
Sure.
Yeah, week 6.
We're already week 6.
Wow.
Yeah, is it raining and snowing yet? It actually is that area.
Well, yeah, but not here.
Yeah.
No.
Tahoe though.
We
Awesome.
still got that beautiful weather.
Yep.
All right. Friday's card, we have San Benito at Monte Vista Christian, St. Francis at Greenfield, Gonzales at Santa Cruz, Monterey versus Paro Valley at Cabrillo College, and at
Pretty heavy Friday slate, but we have some games Saturday. Pacific Grove at San Lorenzo Valley, Kill at Harbor, and Wing action. Jumpmel, Scotts Valley.
Let's do it.
What do you think? The Padres riding in here at 2-3 overall, 0-1 in league, 3-1 overall, 1-0 in league. 7:30 p.m. on Friday.
Scotts Valley night game.
A night game, yeah. Under the portables.
The sweet smell of diesel.
It's true. That is lights, I think, for the portables at like Harbor. I think they were theater lights. So you do smell gas a little bit at
I liked Harbor.
Is leading this Lifetime series against Scotts Valley 4-2 in their 6 meetings.
Wow.
They previously played in preseason and postseason, and the Padres won last year, 22-21.
Yeah, that was a close game, huh? Very close.
Yeah. So Scotts Valley will be, losers of 4 straight to the Padres are looking to end that little streak. So Scotts Valley's last win against Carmel came in 2007. So now they're Mission Division foes.
This should be a fun one.
It should be good, right?
Yeah. Just especially because now it's a league game.
Yeah.
This not like the other games didn't mean anything, but this one,
Well, this really means something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Golden Anderson over at Carmel and Louis Walters at Scotts Valley. They both are very passionate coaches, and lost between these 2 programs. They're both highly competitive. So the Padres are really fun to watch. It's so early in the season, and some of these teams scheduled up. Both these teams seemingly scheduled up in preseason, so they're a lot better in their record show. Even though Scotts Valley is 3-1, but the Padres are a no huddle team, offense or can be, and so don't be fooled by that record. You know, they have wins over Willow Glen and North Monterey County, and losses to Gilroy, and Christopher. And last week, they were stunned by Soledad. I don't want to say stunned. For Carmel, they're stunned. But everyone looking outside, CCS pitcher-wise, Soledad won the CCS D4 title last year.
Okay.
And they graduated a lot, and but they still are a very talented, deep program. So
not much of a shocker there then.
Not. I mean, Soledad's the real deal.
They're pretty solid, right?
They're one of the teams that was in title contention. So
they're pretty solid, Dad.
Yeah. Hey,
no love from Tony.
Tony is not very punny. Over his head a lot of times.
I love a very good pun, a very good one. But come on, that was dad joke worthy.
Yeah, that's why he's great.
Jesus.
There you go.
So who's the big studs for Carmel?
Kylie is a youngster. He's not a senior. I believe he's a sophomore, actually.
Oh, wow.
And then Luke Melcher, the running back, and Rashawn Ward, the wide receiver. Those are the guys that will lead the offense. You'll hear most from them. Lee has passed for 784 yards and 9 touchdowns against 3 interceptions. So it's paramount that Scotts Valley creates pressure up front, blitzes wisely, and gets stellar play from its linebackers and defensive secondary. So you know a little bit about Melcher, right?
Yeah, for sure. Now, he has 4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns, caught 2.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, Scotts Valley definitely got to watch out for him.
Yeah.
No, don't let him get loose.
Seriously.
For sure. No, I mean, they're coming off that big win, shutout last week, 34-zip against Pacific Grove.
Yeah, Scotts Valley.
Yeah, Scotts Valley.
All systems go, right?
Yeah, for sure. Let's see, they got Ryan Conte, Anthony Locatelli, and then quarterback Kyle Rajala, receivers Kyle Raymond, Carson Spence. They got some weapons, man.
They do.
Yeah, and then Carson Spence. I mean, he's on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Defense, he's right there. Does he switch back and forth? Defensive line, linebacker. I've seen him more on defensive line.
They kind of use the linebacker where they pull him up a little bit.
Oh, gotcha.
Like
yeah.
Defensive end, so sometimes.
Yeah.
He's a big boy. You can't miss him. He's 6'5", 6'7". So he's usually towering over all the normal big guys who are just 6'2", Yeah. So yeah, he's a.
And then Conte, he had a close to 200 yards. 200 yards last week. And then Locatelli, I mean, he's coming back off of got a little banged up during the first couple of weeks, but looks like he's back. It looks like that team's back for sure.
Yeah, right. Well, what was it? 2 weeks ago they had a bye, I think, and then they have essentially a bye last week against the Breakers.
Right.
To be kind of mean, but you don't have to use Locatelli full force.
No, they didn't.
And so Conte carried the load, and you get Locatelli healthy for the long haul.
Yeah.
So they have 2 quality backs, and they have a quarterback who could run as well. He doesn't that often.
Yeah.
But he could throw it too. So and it's more than, like you said, the tight end. He could throw it to Kyle Raymond, and they have some other guys too that don't get a lot of airtime.
Yeah.
But there's a team that hangs their hat on defense. Have played well this season, with the exception of that 63-21 blowout loss to Terra Nova.
Yeah.
In 100+ degree heat in
I was
September.
Say, that was a hot day though.
Totally.
Yeah.
So they could be kind of excused, and the fact that Terra Nova is one of the best teams in the section. We're going to find out later come CCS playoff time. So they're doing quite well this season.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with I'm going to make a prediction on these guys early. I'm going to go with – go ahead. You want to go? Just kidding. I'll go with Scotts Valley.
Yeah, I was going to go Scotts Valley too. Yeah.
They're playing at home. They're playing the heat. They know how to play there. They have a good plan for Carmel in place, I'm sure. They're inspired from last year's 1-point loss.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things, and they got a good – they're laden, but they have a vet team, so I'm thinking the Falcons will do it.
Same here.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we got San Benito at Monte Vista Christian. San Benito is 4-0. They're 1-0 in league, and Monte Vista is 3-1, and they're also 1-0 in league play. This is a 7:30 game. Monte Vista is 1-2 lifetime against, losing 42-20 last season on the road.
They're one of the teams. Everyone said that Salinas and Palma were probably. Everyone said Palma was a little down, and that Salinas was the team to beat. But San Benito is going to always have something to say about that.
Yeah. I think if we go back, I think if we check, I think I picked San Benito.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
You know what?
So
we're not keeping track.
We're not keeping track, you know. But no, I did. I picked San Benito. I just thought, because they were so close to winning it last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's close. They're like right there. Their loss was like to Palma.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think they're hungry. They got that little chip on their shoulder, and they want to prove, everyone that, hey, they did graduate a lot of seniors.
Yeah.
But that, those other players are stepping up. All the juniors that were there last year, sophomores that were on there are now juniors. So,
totally.
Yeah.
That team, Salinas and San Benito, both seem to reload, given the school size and the program history.
Yeah.
But Monte Vista looks like they're pretty darn hungry too. They just kind of whooped up on North Salinas last week.
Yeah.
25-14. They were leading 20.
I was gonna say that score that's right. That doesn't even tell what the game was, right?
Yeah, it was 25-0 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So then you're just kind of playing some prevent type defense and North Salinas against probably some backups as well.
Yeah.
So, but that game was on the radio. That was pretty cool to listen to. Sean White ran for a pair of scores for the Mustangs, and running back Cody Preza ran for a touchdown as well. Nick Bautista booted a field goal. Sean White scored on runs of 3 and 5 yards, and Preza scored from 11 yards out. So 25-0 in the fourth quarter, and that's when Vikings quarterback Anthony Aguilar threw a pair of touchdowns, connecting with Tim Hunter and Richard Reyes. His Aguilar's scoring strike to Hunter went for 93 yards.
Yeah. Those interceptions that we were talking about last week.
Oh, yeah.
Aguilar, we had like 7 or something like that. 8.
Yeah, that's right.
So there we go. He added 2 more.
Yeah. The no-fly zone.
The no-fly zone.
They came through. Nicholas Arroyo and Jason Betancourt made interceptions against North Salinas.
Nice.
So tell me a little bit about San Benito.
Let's see. They got running back Jonathan Gonzalez. They got Matt Raymond and Eric Green. They've combined for 11 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, so they've got some hosses up front
for sure. And then Slade Wilson. Oh, man. That's a good football name, huh?
Right? Yeah, he's a quarterback.
He's
right?
a quarterback. Yeah,
Slade Wilson. He's an out-of-area guy, but Tony, can we get something for him next time?
We're going to mention him again.
Yeah, Aptos.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll see what I can find.
I don't know how tall he is, but maybe just Big Slade Wilson. No, I don't know.
I'll sample that.
Yeah, and he's got a football last name, Wilson Football. I don't know, it's just an awesome football name.
Wilson.
Yeah, you know what? Give yourself the darn. Yeah. And that needs to be and goes to 11. Yours needs to go to 11 because that was.
Did you just reference Spinal Tap and not know the name?
Yes, I did. There you go. Yes. San Benito has a loss to Wilcox of Santa Clara, a very good program, and wins over Sacred Heart Prep and Los Gatos, and last week Alvarez. They beat Alvarez 34-7 last week. So
they're looking strong.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then safety Robert Mendoza is averaging 10+ tackles a week for the Baylors.
Wow.
They just they're old school football. They can throw it, but they like to shove it down your throat.
Yeah.
And just show they're stronger than you are or your team. Monte Vista will have about a third the numbers and try and play the little guy that could.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that Monte Vista came off a win or is coming off a win, and they've stuck it to North Salinas.
Yeah.
But they're definitely going to have their hands full this weekend.
No, it is. It's going to be tough, especially the running backs that we mentioned, Gonzalez, Raymond, Green, combined 11 touchdowns. Running game is just working really, really good for San Benito right now. And like you said, they got a couple big wins.
Yeah.
Sacred Heart Prep, Los Gatos.
Yeah. Monte Vista's got a big defensive line.
Yeah.
And they have some pretty good linebackers as well.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously we've heard about the no-fly zone in the secondary, but they're not going to face a ton of action.
I was going to say,
they may have.
They're going to have to do a lot more work. Put a lot in the box.
Yeah.
Put a couple, maybe 1 or 2 extra players. Because
Yeah.
That's definitely going to be the test. Them trying to stop the run.
Totally.
Not get down early. If they can keep them from not
close.
Yeah, if they can keep it close, man, at half, they got a chance. Monte Vista, but
Sean White's got an arm.
Yeah.
And he's got some receivers.
Yeah.
And I know you could be like, Jimmy has 2 arms. Yes, he does. But I'm just saying he's got a cannon.
Yeah.
Like he could throw it downfield. He could do swing passes underneath. He seems pretty accurate in all throws.
See, and I haven't seen the Hay Baylor's defense. You know, the back, because I don't know what they could do back there. So it's going to be a good game. This is going to be a really good game.
So who knows? Maybe the Mustangs pull a trick play out here, onside kick.
Yeah.
Ooh. I hate that. No, just because I suggested it and I hate it. That's pretty risky because you set the tone for the first half.
No, definitely.
And maybe if you're So, but granted, you are getting the ball to start the second half. But
if you're successful. If you're, okay, I got you.
Because you take turns. Yeah. So, anyway, I just hope that I hope Monte Vista could compete because I think they have a pretty good little team. But I think Benito is too deep.
Yeah, it's going to be close. It'll be close. It'll be close, but I have San Benito winning this one.
Speaking of close, we have an online poll now where people can go and vote for who they think would win, similar to the way you guys also vote. Yeah. And I forgot to tell you guys about the results for the Carmel Scotts Valley game. Public has Scotts Valley winning. They have 82.2% are picking Scotts Valley. But this game, Monte Vista holds a slight edge. 51.1% of the voters think Monte Vista Christian will beat, as I call them, Hollister.
It doesn't say how many voters.
Yeah, but I don't want to say.
Okay. Okay, but I'm saying
3. No, it's a fair many.
Okay. San Benito may not know that we were doing that poll. They're reading the Hollister Freelance instead of Santa Cruz Sentinel. So there's a slight bias in terms of when polls are conducted.
Absolutely. There's definitely a bias, and you can kind of see it in the polls. This is not a scientific poll. This is
it's not a Gallup poll.
This is a poll I threw up on Monday morning.
No, that's awesome.
Let people just participate.
Yeah. It's awesome.
You can find it at santacruzsentinel.com/football. Santacruz.com/football.
There you go. Vote. We'll give you a voting sticker, but just do it, and you'll have a source of pride. So, I'm San Benito for both of us.
Yeah.
We don't need to argue.
No. Close game, but San Benito.
Okay. I don't think it'll be close, but okay. All right. St. Francis at Greenfield at 7:30 p.m. The Sharks coming in at 4-1. Greenfield 2-2 overall, 1-0 in league. So these teams are 3-3 lifetime against each other, with the Sharks winning 31-20 last season. Sharks beat Marina 17-0 last week in their Mission Trail Athletic League Coastal Division opener. Goal lead at the half. And so don't sleep on that Marina team when they face other teams in league.
Right. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. John, the head coach, said he said they are or not real. They have some ways.
Big bad boys.
Yeah, because they do have some linemen that are huge, and we read that in John Devine's preview that they were big and they had a pretty good running back, pretty deep. Yeah, they may not have a ton of players, but they have some good ones.
Okay.
So the Sharks, Corey Parker, a nice little day, right?
Yeah, 40-yard double pass play from Seymour, Derek Estrada, and then Estrada had a 70-yard touchdown pass to Andrew O'Rourke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder, I'm a stat guy. Estrada Harley, because there's like 2 touchdowns started with his hand, but on that double pass where he passes to Seymour and then Seymour passes to Corey Parker, Seymour gets the touchdown pass. So
really?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow.
Okay. I'm pretty sure on that double pass. So
that's an odd stat. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but it's nice to see the Sharks pulling out some trickery. I mean, SLV used to be the kings of that. So they had SLV had a dirty dozen of trick plays back in the day. The Sharks hurt their cause with the penalties early on. One of them which negated their first touchdown on their opening drive, and then kind of just hung around the end zone in the first half. So even though the penalty cost the Sharks, they missed the ensuing field goal. So 3-0 at the half. Marina's pretty good, and I was a little disappointed with St. Francis on that halftime score. And I know Marina is better than what their numbers indicate.
Right.
But I'm having saying that the Sharks have a really good chance, really, really good chance of winning this league. SoCal is starting to impress me more and more.
I was going to say,
Really,
SoCal. I mean, yeah.
And this Greenfield team, you can't sleep on them, you know?
No.
So they had some good stuff happen in last week's win over Harbor. We didn't mention they got it done on defense. Obviously, a shutout. Ethan LeBeau had 2 sacks. Devin McLeod had a couple interceptions. Had an interception as well and a fumble recovery at the Sharks' 1 yard line. But Greenfield, they're good.
They have a couple losses to some solid teams.
Yeah,
Watsonville, Soledad, and they beat up a couple teams when they needed to. Paro Valley, Harbor. I don't know. I mean, St. Francis is we just talked about them earlier. They got defense and then that balanced offense where they can pass, run.
Yeah.
And
the nice thing is Greenfield, 2 weeks ago, because they've had some injuries, and Isaac Pajas, their starting running back. So they threw a guy named Jose Uribe, not a giant shortstop from yesteryear. They threw Jose Uribe in offensive backfield, ran for 3 touchdowns.
This is for Greenfield, right?
Yeah. Greenfield against Harbor.
Okay.
And then Andy Hernandez threw for 3 touchdowns. So those guys were the pirate killers of last week. But they also had that they moved off the line. Well, he's tight end in yards receiving.
Okay.
So, and granted, the Sharks will see that on film. But yeah, these Bruins don't look anything like they did 2 weeks ago. Last week, they looked like a really good team against Harbor.
Greenfield, didn't they kind of just open up in the second half? Because wasn't it kind of close in the first half?
Yeah, Harbor hung around. Harbor did hang around the first half.
Okay.
And then and they pulled away with 4 touchdowns in the second half, and then Harbor scored its touchdown late with 2:22 seconds left.
Right. Okay.
On a pass play.
Gotcha.
So the game was decided shortly after the half. And it was all Greenfield second half.
Greenfield second half.
So and turnovers didn't help the Pirates, but this Greenfield team kind of created those turnovers.
Yeah.
So they could do it. They're pretty good.
Wow. Okay.
So,
wow. Yeah. So I guess I don't know. This is going to be a coin toss for me then.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't know.
Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. So,
but I don't know. St. Francis is good, dude.
Yeah. I know you're telling the truth. Now you're just talking to me, hey, dude, the Sharks are good,
bro.
They are. No, they are. No, Greenfield has some weapons, but I think the Sharks can push them around up front. They're pretty big, and show a level of speed the Bruins can't match. The Bruins have faced some pretty good teams. You mentioned some of their previous games.
Yeah.
Watsonville has some speed, right? Valley has some speed. I mean, every team has some speed, but I mean, some teams more than others. And but I like O'Rourke and all those guys.
This will be. Okay, if St. Francis can blow out Greenfield,
yes,
this will convince me that St. Francis is better than Watsonville. Greenfield, I mean, they just blew them out.
Yeah,
35-0.
Okay, it was 35-0,
and then Greenfield scored 2 late touchdowns, 35-14. But I mean, come on, dude.
Okay, yeah. Again, dude, that means honest.
Dude.
Honesty.
Yeah. So, dude, who you guys picking?
Yeah. Well, producer Tony, I'm going to go with, since you're not keeping track.
Public, it's not even close. 95.6% of the voters are picking St. Francis.
They're drinking the Kool-Aid.
They're drinking the Kool-Aid.
Love it. Next up, Gonzalez at Santa Cruz.
Gonzalez.
7:30 p.m. Friday. Did I build that up? Do you want to attend this game? Because I do.
Because somebody's going to get a win.
Exactly.
Say there's
or
a chance.
A tie.
Oh, why do you have to say that?
I know, right? So that's the curse.
Yeah. By last week, it should be at full strength, including the introduction of a couple players who transferred from Monte Vista Christian. They've had 2 weeks to prep for winless Gonzalez. But if they don't win this game, imagine there's going to be some rumblings in Santa Cruz from the faithful. No one wants to see the Cardinals drop to 0-5.
Right.
0-5 team, though. And I think Santa Cruz is a decent 0-4 team. So it should be a good game, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, this will be Santa Cruz's first league game.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah. They got something to prove there.
They do?
Yeah.
and it's at home.
It's at home.
You always want to leave the fans happy.
Yeah.
So
no, but they got to score more than 13 points.
Yeah,
13 points. I mean, because that's
the max, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no more than 13 points in any game this season for the Cardinals, and it's tough because they swapped offenses to the power eye from the fly, but they're struggling right now, and you know, maybe the addition of the 2 new running backs and everyone being at full strength, and I hope this is their week because they've worked hard, and every team deserves to be rewarded with at least 1 win.
Yeah,
you know. So yeah, Santa Cruz grind down his opponents with that power eye, but no more than 13 points. But they play some decent teams. You know, they lost to Sequoia.
Yeah,
they've lost to Lincoln of San Francisco,
which I think they should have won that game.
Yeah,
if they had it. Yeah,
and then Fremont of Sunnyvale. So yeah.
Well, I mean, they probably almost had that Watsonville game too.
Yeah, they're right there,
so
right?
You know,
they played really well in 2 games.
Yeah.
So.
And you think Watsonville should be above St. Francis?
yeah. See, there's arguments for and against everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Gonzalez has earned wins twice, but they
almost no. Oh no, they did.
Yeah, they almost did.
Yeah.
Just like Santa Cruz almost. Gonzalez has lost 13-6 to Pacific Grove. And they've lost 28-27 to SoCal.
Yeah,
that's the thing that makes me think
that's
that
the
SoCal,
right there.
Like, maybe SoCal can't win this league, but who knows? They're really good. They're getting, showing better every week.
Yeah.
So
Spartans. They're led by running back Seth Mays and Peyton Flores, and then they got quarterback Raul Morales, who's also among the team's leading rushers, and he's thrown for 628 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Balance to throw to. I mean, 4 different receivers. Touchdown receptions.
Yeah.
So Santa Cruz needs to play and I'm taking the Santa Cruz perspective for obvious reasons because this is double coverage in Santa Cruz. But Santa Cruz needs to play better in its best game. Just to make a statement. Like, don't just beat them. Just trounce them if you can. And I know they just want to win. Like they're not looking for 45-0 or anything like that. It's just baby steps.
But you're looking for 45-0.
Yeah, I just want to see the Cardinals roll someone, and just they have a good little team,
So are you picking them?
I
am. I'm going with Santa Cruz.
All right.
Yeah. First league game. They earlier in the season, which I thought they should have won. I think they could beat Gonzalez.
I'm gonna fall. I initially was gonna take Gonzalez, but they have 1 more loss, so they're 1 step closer to being bad. And Santa Cruz, I want to see the new guys step up, and I think that they'll be real to, prepared and fired up for this game.
And then you said they got a couple players,
right,
right, coming from Monte. So they're going to be at full strength.
Yeah.
And then I think those players coming in, I think they'll add energy to that group and maybe hopefully get them started and get them rolling.
Factor. Cardinals get a win. That's what we say.
And the public agrees with you. 82.2% are voting for Santa Cruz.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice. That's a smart decision by everyone. Good job.
All right.
Next up,
Monterey versus Paro Valley, and this is at Cabrillo College. 7:30 start. Monterey is 1-3. They have yet to play a league game, so they're 0-0 there. Paro Valley 1-4, and they lost their first league game 0-1. Lost to Christopher 46-8 last week. That was just a tough matchup for them.
It's Christopher.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, but Max Arvalo connected with Marco Bermudez for a 52-yard touchdown for the Grizzlies, and
that was that. But I mean, little things. They just got to build confidence, not only by scoring, but just add to their depth, their offensive personnel, and who they can rely on. And we know their quarterback can run. And so now you got a receiver there, and slowly and surely, and then build that confidence in that young offensive line. When you get your butt whooped like Paro Valley did last week, your next opponent doesn't seem so tough. And Monterey is a pretty good team, even though they're 1-3. They've also played some pretty good teams. They've beaten Marina 34-20, but then they have losses to Mountain View, Seaside, and Sobrato. We know Seaside's good.
Yeah, Seaside's good.
So this Monterey team has some pretty good athletes, one of whom is quarterback Evans Charles, and then he has some options in terms of handing the ball off to as Johnny McGill or wide receiver Nathaniel Gwynn. So those have been their 3 offensive studs. But Charles is a pretty good athlete, and he'll make things interesting. So PV's going to have his hands full.
Okay.
Despite the record. So.
Yeah, because 1-3, right?
Yeah, 1-3 on the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they did play a couple of tough teams, like you said, Mountain View, Seaside.
Yeah. So.
Wow. Well, let's see. I mean, Danny Jimenez, Carrillo, quarterback for PV. I mean, he's gonna have to step it up, have his best game, make sure keep those drives going.
Yeah.
And then just that defense, they just got to swarm to the ball.
Totally.
They got to be on it and just make sure.
They did
just make sure Charles doesn't get going.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, they've swarmed twice this year, and granted they've been losses. One of them was against SoCal. They played top notch on defense that game. Because SoCal's pretty decent.
Yeah.
And then they did it again in that shutout. The shutout.
Yeah, shutout
of Lynbrook.
Yeah, 30-zip. Yeah.
Well, we're not keeping track, but the public is, and they're voting. And I'm gonna assume what the public voted. No, I know the public probably voted for PV. I'm gonna go with Monterey this game. So, what do you think? Tell me I'm an idiot. I need to see
Jim,
more.
I tell you that all the time.
Everyone but Tony.
I've told you that for 19 years now.
But you're not plausible. You're not a reliable source.
That's true.
Yeah.
I might be biased.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Monterey just because of those teams that they played. Earlier in the season.
Yeah.
And then they're coming off that win.
Yeah.
So
they have a little bit more of it figured out right now.
Yeah.
Well, the public,
yes,
80% pick Monterey.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Does this pull up on the Monterey Herald as well?
I don't think so. I was supposed to do a separate poll for the Monterey. This takes too long, and I just
awesome is I'm starting to see some out of area teams, and I have been here a while, 20 years.
Yes.
Like you said, I'm old.
Yes.
And but I'm running into people that I don't know yet. I'm meeting them, and just by the way I'm talking, I sound old. But they're like, "Oh, Jim's here from the Sentinel," and these are Greenfield, Gonzalez type people,
and they're listening.
And they're
double coverage,
and they're checking into the Herald, and they're checking into the Santa Cruz Sentinel. So maybe some of them are voting.
It's very, very possible.
Yes. Yeah. So let's hope so. Let's hope the word gets out.
Yeah, and
spread the word.
Yeah,
I've gotten emails and some Facebook messages from out of the area teams or like teams over the hill when they come to play Aptos and be like, "You guys just wait, we're going to take Aptos down." And I'm like, "Whoa, you guys are actually listening to us? That's crazy."
Yeah,
that's cool.
Now I don't think any team beats any team because they saw stats on MBA preps or Max preps or they listened to the Double Coverage podcast.
But you might, so you should.
But no, it's kind of like. You're not as shell shocked or whatever. Hey, so and so says, they have a good team, a good running back. It's just funny because over the hill, there's not a lot of teams that get a ton of ink, and we treat these guys like kings here, and it also exposes them a little bit more. Not only just for,
but you still got to play the game.
Yes, that is correct.
And speaking of games, there's another one coming up. You guys are going to talk about.
All right, Watsonville Wildcats at Alisal, 7:30 p.m. on Friday. The Wildcats checking in at 4-1 overall. 1-0 in league. Alisal 1-4 overall, 0-1 in league. So these guys the back of your hand. I mean, you went there.
I went there.
I'm just trying to break down your credibility now.
Did you play football there?
I didn't.
You didn't. Okay.
No.
So Jim never interviewed you back in the day.
No. Come on.
No.
Well, Jim is that old. He's been here since 38.
Oh, you know what? That's right. He's getting up there, by the way.
Are you?
Yes.
Do we need to get you a walker?
Almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Evan Delozier, 2 touchdown runs last week. He racked up more than 100 yards rushing for the Wildcats in their 35-7 win over North Monterey County in the team's MBL Pacific Division opener.
Yep.
So Delozier busted loose for a 43-yarder just before halftime to make it 28-0.
Yeah, that was a nice run, man.
So
yeah. Like Meyer said, he ran over one of the kids, dude, and I felt bad for him.
You had mentioned it with the Wildcats and the other team, Greenfield, I believe, about them just destroying them and then allowing Greenfield to score twice late.
Yeah.
That's a nice little thing to have a nice big lead and not worry about giving up 14 points.
No.
So they're playing some good ball all around.
Lights out defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean they've that interception by Braden Arnold that pretty much set the tone right there. That wow, no, this game's it's going to be out of reach for sure.
Yeah. A 98-yard interception return for a touchdown.
Yeah,
that could break some spirits.
Yeah,
right? It sounds like it almost broke his ankles.
Yeah, right.
No, that was pretty funny.
I'm just picturing the famous Steve Young run against the Vikings.
Yeah, against the Vikings.
God, I saw one in high school level last week or the week before.
One of those.
Or was Aptos quarterback?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Tony Nunez helped point it out. I'm just like, that looks way too familiar. Where have I seen that play before?
It's Tony, Steve Young.
Yeah, Tony Nunez like, oh, that's Steve Young against Minnesota. So yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, no, that defense. That Wildcats defense, awesome. Jorge Maya, got Christian Reyes, he's up on the line. Rodrigo Hernandez, I believe, he's up there too. Yeah, they were in that backfield, just getting to Barteo.
Yeah,
North Monterey County quarterback.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna do this more of the same here against Alisal.
Yeah, they're gonna shut down their dual threat quarterback, Andrew Marquez.
I think so.
Yeah, he's their team's leading rusher and passer and scorer.
So
at least according to stats on MBA preps. So
that's the case. I mean, you just got to keep an eye on that guy.
Yeah,
make sure he doesn't
just
run wild.
A little bit about the Trojans. They have a narrow win over North Salinas, the same team that lost to Monte Vista Christian last week, and losses to Live Oak, Alvarez, Soledad, and Gilroy, falling 39-19 to Gilroy last week.
Yeah,
so
that was their league opener. Yeah.
So
I think I know who you guys are taking.
Yeah, let's just cut the
Wildcats.
There you go. Wildcats.
Yeah. And the public definitely agrees with you. 93.3% are taking the Wildcats.
So you're saying there's a chance. Next up,
you
can have the honors.
Yeah.
This is a big game. Big game. Yes.
All right. We got Aptos at Seaside. Aptos is 2-2, 1-0 in league. And Seaside is 3-1 and 0-1 in league. Is that right?
That is correct. Seaside lost last week to Salinas. Wow. Yeah. So previously unbeaten Seaside. Yeah, the Mariners stunned Palma 35-13 last week, while the previously unbeaten Toreadors fell 47-21 to Salinas.
I just want to point out Juan wasn't stunned.
You weren't stunned?
No. You picked Aptos to win.
I did?
Yeah.
No, but the other side of it, the Toreador Salinas. I'm not stunned there either.
I thought they were the Cowboys.
The Salinas Cowboys.
So then
the Toreadors lost.
Are Monterey, right?
Yeah, they lost to Salinas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that doesn't take any luster off this matchup.
Okay.
Because I'm sure that would have been cool if both Seaside and Aptos were unbeaten at this time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Aptos they should want to prove that last week wasn't a fluke. They want to prove that they deserve to keep the number 1 ranking in Santa Cruz County's power poll. So
it's very important to them.
Yes, I hope so. Well, they tell us when we interview them that we're idiots
for making them number 2.
Yeah, so
I'm sure that pissed them off.
Yeah, they don't specifically, but people get motivated in different ways. And they should. And whether I'm saying it in a nice, peaceful fashion right here, I'm saying, hey, you know what? Hey, Aptos is the second best team in the county. You don't think they're going to get pissed off about that?
Oh, I think
right. So I said it so nice and sweet. So they're going to they're going to want to prove they're number 1.
Yeah,
but they are who we thought they were.
That's right.
And we let them off the hook.
Yep. Seaside has lopsided wins over Soledad, good program, Monterey, and King City, and Salinas was the team that John Devine reported would be in a title hunt for the NBLG, but Seaside has been impressive. So we know that San Benito's good. We know that Seaside's good. We know that Palma's pretty decent, and we know that Aptos is good. So this is just a good matchup. Good high school matchup.
Yeah,
I think it's one of the best matchups of this week.
I think so too. Yeah, I think
game of the week.
I would say game of the week definitely.
Seaside has speed that maybe Aptos doesn't have everywhere. So just the way they match up, and Seaside will throw a little bit and they'll run. Yeah. I think Aptos is pretty good on run defense.
Yeah.
But if Seaside tries to throw it, that may wreak some havoc.
Yeah, they're gonna have to try to stop Spartans running back DeMarcus Hawkins, he ran 143 yards and a touchdown last week, and then he has 61 carries for 581 yards and 8 rushing touchdowns.
Beast mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's our workhorse and leading scorer.
Mhm. Who's the quarterback?
Ivan Ochoa.
Oh, okay.
Is having a fine year. He's 43 of 74 for 771 yards with 8 touchdowns and just 2 interceptions.
Wow.
This has always been under Coach Al Avila a pretty well balanced attack.
Yeah.
They have speed and height, and they're just furious on
Pretty
defense.
stacked, huh?
They play ball, man. They're athletic. They make it fun to watch.
Mhm.
So yeah, Robert Gaskins and Deontay Williams and Daniel Syru. He's a transfer, I'm pretty sure, from Stevenson. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But they all have more than 200 yards receiving. And Hawkins is a nice option for Ochoa on the offensive backfield.
Yeah.
So they kind of run a little type offense,
Okay.
So yeah. But
So another big test, huh?
Yeah.
That's going to be a big test every week for Aptos.
Totally.
For sure.
Who's Aptos played this year?
Let's see here. They got wins over Templeton. That was opening week.
Uh-huh.
And then last week against Palma.
Yeah.
But they had a couple of heartbreakers, though. Or one of them, the 2027 loss to Aragon,
Uh-huh.
where they missed the extra
Oh,
point.
yeah.
And then Placer, where they got shut out.
Well,
21-zip.
Aragon and Placer are a combined 8-1 on the
I was
season.
going to say, those teams are good, though.
Yeah. So Aptos shouldn't be too upset. Although they feel like they should have won both those games.
Well, no, for sure.
Yeah, Aptos shut out Palma, as you heard earlier in the podcast, in the second half. 35 unanswered points. And they got a defensive from Shane Medina, as you heard. 46 yards to the house. And they flushed Chieftains quarterback Grant Sargent out of the pocket numerous times. And I'm saying that because they could probably hopefully do that with Ivan Ochoa, the Spartans quarterback.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm hoping for. That's what they're hoping for, I would think.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kept running back Anthony Villegas and speedy wide receiver John Berring in check.
Yeah.
For most of the second half. So this is a pretty good little Aptos defense when they're inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blake Wheeler, Titan Garland on that defensive side.
Totally. They had nice games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then we know, we mentioned Modena with the pick 6. There's a lot of
Bubba
Gallardo. I mean, there's a lot of players on that defense.
But what about that running back, though?
he's going to be special, and Coach said that too. But, he ran for four or five touchdowns in the Jamboree.
Mm-hmm.
He just had this breakaway speed. And he really hadn't shown much of that the previous 3 weeks when the Mariners went 1-2.
Yeah.
But Randy Blankenship, the Mariners coach, said it was the best that he'd played to date. So
nice.
Looking for more of that. Once you set the bar, just keep raising the bar and accomplishing it. He's a stud, man.
Yeah.
He reminds me exactly of Emilio Martinez, Palma's graduated running back.
Yeah.
Just like him.
Nice.
Same height and build. He's just a muscle kid, tough kid. So as we know from years past, the Mariners share the wealth in the backfield. Josh Powell and Will Murphy also get plenty of touches.
Yeah.
So the Aptos didn't have the best passing night out of its wing T attack, but and that was pretty glaring. But we know now that we knew before, but this Aptos team is pretty good.
Yeah.
So
this is gonna be tough, though. This is a tough call, though.
This is a tough game, but I'm going with momentum and just seeing. I'd like to think that I saw. Well, Coach Randy Blankenship wouldn't say this because you always have to play better and better and better. But I think I saw Aptos at its best.
Yeah.
In its second half.
Yeah.
And if they could come anywhere close to that, I think they should control Seaside by 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
If not more.
Ooh.
That's saying a lot, but I mean they can be so efficient on offense, dependent on offensive lines blocking.
Okay.
So
well, I got Aptos as well, but I think it'll be a much closer game. Just because, Ochoa's having a really good year.
He is.
And then he's got Hawkins in the backfield.
Yeah.
Which he could either run it, screens,
totally.
a little flap.
They have weapons, man.
They have weapons for sure. But I bet, like you said, momentum. Big win against Palma.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not still riding that high. Hopefully,
yeah.
Hopefully they are, but. It doesn't get to their head.
Yeah, we didn't use that quote from Randy, but he said Randy Blankenship said my job is to keep them in check.
Yeah,
and not let them get too high after this win because it was a big win.
Yeah,
but you know what? It's a new week.
Exactly,
and you don't get win 2 wins for the Poma win. You
No.
you get one.
One.
Now you got to beat
Now
Seaside.
you got to be Seaside, exactly.
So, yeah, I think the Mariners.
Yeah,
You
same
too?
here. Yep,
All right.
Aptos.
Public 73.3% picks Aptos.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Smart public.
All right.
Saturday.
Sábado. We got Pacific Grove at San Lorenzo Valley. Pacific Grove is 1-4, 0-1 in league play, and San Lorenzo Valley is 2-2, and this is their first game in Mission Trail play.
Yeah, they used to be Mission Trail foes back in the day, 20
Really?
plus years ago. more
Oh,
than
okay.
that.
Okay.
I think the SCCL, the Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League, now defunct for football,
Boo.
started in like 76 or so, 79. Underwent a name change briefly, but before that, SLV was in the Mission Trail
Okay.
with King City and Pacific Grove, and so that's kind of a nice, cute little reunion.
Yeah, that's nice.
But I don't expect this to be a very cute game.
I don't think so either.
No, I think the Cougars are fired up. So
Yeah, I mean, good game last week against that Fremont team,
Oh my
Fremont
God.
and Velco.
yeah,
Just because, I mean, they have like that big team, and they were putting up points.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? They had 60-point game, right?
I think they had a 70.
Yeah.
They were averaging 56 a game.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. And for SLV to come in there and just hold them to 18 points and keep it
Yeah.
a game, and they were a touchdown
Yeah.
from tying it.
Dave Petzinger's a competitive guy,
Yeah.
as is every coach in this league. I think Brad Tompkins is. He does, when he takes a loss, he just takes it in stride, but he wants to win bad. Everyone's out here is super competitive.
Yeah.
But some guys hide it better than others. And Dave Petzinger kind of had a little chipper voice in his, when he's talking to me on the phone after.
Yeah.
We held him to 18 points. We played a good football game.
Yeah.
We played a quality team, and we played well.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they say morale victories don't
Yeah.
usually, but I mean, that
yeah,
for them to do that.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
plus,
that's
if I
awesome.
remember correctly, both of you guys said absolutely no chance
Yeah.
that they would win or even come close, if I remember what
Yeah.
you guys said last
Nah,
week.
you're
So,
right.
So if I could have
Yeah.
reached through the mouthpiece or the earpiece, I would have given Dave a pat on the back.
you can give him a hug
Maybe
next time you see
maybe
him.
even a bro hug.
Yeah, you can bro hug him.
Like, Dave, that was a good showing, man.
I'm
You-
sure
Yeah, that's
Petzinger's down
awesome,
for it.
dude.
And I say you impressed the heck out of me with that game. Just by common opponents and
Yeah.
what they had done. And granted, I mean, Dave's no stranger to this. He's been an assistant coach for 25 years or whatever, and then he's been a head coach for 5 years. The guy knows his stuff. He prepares his team better than anyone, as good as anyone, and so he had his team prepared, and it's awesome. Now we need to see them whoop some butt on Pacific Grove, So, we know that Pacific Grove is nowhere close to Oakland.
No.
We're going to see SLV's execution level, if they play the same way, just go through the roof.
Yeah. No, yeah,
Yeah.
PG's having that down year, and they're just, they can't get anything going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a tough year, low numbers.
Low numbers.
Yeah. They SLV threw an interception last week and had multiple fumbles against a pretty, like I said, talented team. And for them to hang in there like they did, it was impressive.
Yeah.
Nick Alvarez recorded an interception, and SLV also had a fumble recovery. But otherwise, the lone touchdown was Julian Aldridge on a 6-yard pass from quarterback Trent Walker in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
They also got a 25-yard field goal out of Henry Valderuten. And then they also got a safety. But that was their 11 points. They have other capable personnel that, Mr. Carling in the backfield could go beast mode if he wants.
Okay.
SLV has some weapons. They have 2 quarterbacks that they split time with. They have the Aldridge brothers at receivers. They play some pretty good defense.
Yeah.
They're
pretty stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I mean, PG, like I was saying, they've only scored 38 points in 4 games.
Yeah.
But they can't put any points on the board, man.
Yeah.
And then the defense is giving up points too. So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean the only guys that really got anything going is Hunter Haynes and quarterback Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those have been their guys this year.
Yeah, go-to guys.
So not a lot of stats on and preps for these guys just yet, but when you're 0-4, you don't tend not to. Or excuse me.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, tough year for a really proud program actually.
Yeah.
The Breakers are pretty rich in history, a 10-win team a few years back, but they're out of their league. In this league.
Yeah.
They really need to be in that lower division with all the other guys. You know, the Harbors, the SoCals.
Yeah,
St.
especially
Francis.
the roster hit that they took.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the word of mouth we're hearing right now. Or just, hey, did coaches get this right? And we're hearing that, you know, PG probably should have been and maybe St. Francis or someone else called up to that middle,
yeah.
you know, or upper tier for the Mission Trail.
Yeah.
So I have a blowout.
Blowout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same here.
It's
Yeah.
SLV.
It's not going to be close to SLV for sure.
Okay.
And the public pretty much agrees with you. 75.6% pick.
All right.
All right. And our final high school game for Saturday will be SoCal at Harbor. SoCal is 3-2, 1-0 in league play, and Harbor is 1-4 and 0-1 in Mission Trail play. This is a 2:00 start.
Nice.
Yeah. Jackson Dudek, he had the game-winning touchdown on that 28-27 win over Gonzalez in the Mission Trail opener. Dudek finished with 2 touchdowns. He scored them both in the second half, including a 43-yard scoring reception.
Nice.
Yeah.
I heard it was ESPN type stuff.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I got it on camera.
Yeah.
Nice catch.
Yeah. Don't let them call you out for dude too often because I say dude all the time, by the way. I've actually reduced it over the last 5 years. But if you get me started on saying that, oh, man. Okay. So I'm concerned now. I'm concerned about these nights, not so much so against Harbor, but in general. And the severity of Nolan Moss, his potential injury, and of Kieran Budez, their wide receiver. So Moss is their stud linebacker, you know, defensive end, running back, and Budez is 6'2", gets open receiver.
Yeah, both of them came out in that second half.
Yeah, are they going to? I don't even know if they're going to play this week or.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
And do they need to? Or I mean, because Harbor's going to get some guys back this week, and get some guys eligible this week as well.
Right.
And they're going to be pretty pissed off about losing to Greenfield.
Yeah. SoCal's going to get a couple of guys too.
Yeah.
Some transfers, and they're going to get a couple of names. Yeah.
I think they have a running back they really want to see in there. Yeah. The guys.
That's what Brad was telling me.
Yeah.
He's excited. He's excited to get those kids in there and get them going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we do know that Harbor has Bailey Chance. As usual, he scored another touchdown. He actually scored 2. He scored twice with 144 yards rushing last week. But he also threw for an interception to Mr. Klaus, Joseph Klaus. But Chance was plagued by 3 interceptions. So they lost that game. Chance has been a steady, reliable force for the Pirates all year. You know, if he's one of the best players in the league.
Yeah.
Just on a tough team, a rebuilding team.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if I say rebuilding, but they are. And the Pirates were without 4 starters, including 2 linemen and a linebacker. So how much does that help the cause against SoCal? I don't know.
Yeah.
This much I do know is that Harbor plays Santa Cruz, but this SoCal game, if you know Wattsville against Aptos, is that the big deal?
Yeah. That was definitely the big rivalry.
Okay, that's what it is here. That's what it is here.
What's that? SoCal Harbor?
SoCal Harbor. At least in Harbor's eyes.
Okay.
They really want to stick it to the Knights. Just don't want to lose.
Yeah.
To the Pirates. So, but this is like this rivalry game for Harbor means more than maybe the city championship. You know. So now they just got to play like it does.
Yeah.
Because when they play like they can play, even though they're new and young and all that good stuff, Harbor could be a tough little foe. You know. And I just want to see him make a game of it because I think SoCal has too many weapons.
Yeah.
So even without Budaz or Moss, I think Harbor has a potentially a long day ahead of itself if it doesn't play a great game.
Yeah, I mean they gotta play mistake-free football.
Yeah.
I mean, because 3 interceptions, that's not gonna win you ball games for sure. But if they could limit the penalties and turnovers.
Yeah.
They could give SoCal a game, I think.
I hope so. I mean, everyone wants to see it.
Yeah.
Entertaining.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, Bailey, he's fun to watch.
He is.
So
I just want to see a little bit more. I want to see some different guys get some carries in the backfield.
Okay.
The thing is, it's really tough for head coach James Gaynor, and he's not saying this.
Right.
I'm saying this.
Okay.
It's just that no one runs with the intensity of Bailey Chance. If anyone did, shoot, I would give him the ball 20 times a game.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to point fingers. I'm just saying that the effort level is that high.
Yeah.
You know, or if the linemen all blocked like Bailey was running. I'm not trying to single Bailey out as being this
Right.
type player. That's the
No.
last thing I'm trying to do.
Right.
But if every player just gave a little bit more every play,
Mhm.
you know, and sometimes they are swarming to the ball way better than they have.
Okay.
They want to tackle someone.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
So I just want to see them step it up on
Yeah.
all capacities because they could do it. They're capable.
Yeah, and then
So-
and then depending if Moss is going to come back, if
Yeah.
he's going to be playing, and Budaz.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're saying Harbor is doing a better job on defense, they could have a chance.
Maybe.
So, but what do you think, Juan? Who are you picking?
You know what? No, I'm going with SoCal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jim, SoCal.
Yeah. I do think Chance is going to score again, though.
Everybody knows I pick Harbor every time.
There you go.
Go Harbor all the way. The public. Normally I say who the public mostly picks. 17.8% pick Harbor to win.
There you go.
But that means 82.2 pick
Yeah.
SoCal.
Let's say I wouldn't be surprised if Harbor pulls off the win.
If Harbor pulled off the win.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be
I
surprised.
wouldn't be surprised.
You think this is the week they could do it just like we won.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. I don't know. I think there's a pretty good SoCal team.
No, they're no,
But
yeah.
But
So,
even with
but I'm
the
saying
injuries-
even with those injuries, though. I mean,
Yeah,
I know
those injuries are huge.
Yeah.
Moss, because Moss gets mad reps.
Yeah.
You know, like you take that
and
out.
he's on both sides. He's
Yeah.
on defense and offense.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I mean, you take him out of the game. I know it's only one player,
Yeah.
but he makes a big impact on that team.
Oh, totally.
So
He's probably their MVP.
yeah, but I'm still taking the Knights.
All
But I
right.
wouldn't be shocked if Pirates win.
Saturday night, the last game of the weekend, Cabrillo College at West Hills Kalinga. The Seahawks at 1-2 overall, 0-0, entering their conference opener. West Hills is at 1-2, 0-1. 7 p.m. game. So
Yeah.
the Seahawks showed some life yet again, but more than life, a W. And it wasn't. It's not record-setting fashion, but what a game, right? Out of freshman quarterback Nick Mardick.
Yeah. 30 of 40.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
308 yards.
6 touchdowns.
And they thumped San Jose City College 48-26 in non-conference action, giving the first win for Seahawks head coach Darren Arbett. So
Yeah, I for some reason I thought that was the first conference game for them, but
Yeah, they
I
used
looked
to-
at the
they used to be.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought that was before, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did too. And I just even after doing a write-up last week, I'm like, oh, it's not conference. It's just so much shuffling, you know.
Yeah.
So Mardig had 3 scoring strikes to Mitchell Harris, who finished with 11 catches for 150 yards. He scored on plays of 23, 7, and 28 yards.
Wow.
Who else scored for the Seahawks?
We got Casey Hamilton, NB Bates, and Chris Easter, who also hauled in touchdown receptions.
And then Terrence Smith, the running back, did it again. Another 150-yard plus game, 20 carries for 159 yards. And Troy Mena, a Scotts Valley High alum, had 7 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown.
Terrence, he's starting to get rolling now.
He's starting to get beast mode.
Yeah.
He's consistent. He's big, strong, fast. He's a fun guy to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cabrillo has a lot of these big, strong, fast guys that are fun to watch.
They got a big roster.
They do. And it's
when
just,
I went out there when they played Yuba,
yeah.
it was nice to see.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. That's the scary thing is West Hills, I'm pretty sure they have beaten Yuba earlier this year.
Oh.
So, and Yuba beat Cabrillo. But West Hills also has narrow losses to Los Medanos and Merced.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, narrow losses. So, but let's keep going about Cabrillo's. Let's keep gushing over Cabrillo's offense. So they had 562 yards of offense under first-year Seahawks coordinator Frank Espy, the former head coach at Mendocino. His team averaged 460 yards last year of offense.
Wow.
At Mendocino. So now he comes in and puts up a 562 spot. Wow.
Yeah.
And they're just scratching the surface. I'm not saying that Mardig is going to stay quarterback and that he's going to throw for 12 touchdowns in the game, but we're going to see perhaps some Arena Football League scores.
I was going to say Arena Football League scores or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, because Cabrillo's defense was like what they're pointing to early on. Now they're starting to allow some points, but that offense is, oh, you want to score? We'll match you.
Yeah.
So, or more than match you. So, yep. Third straight week. Travis Shuey
on 10 plus tackles.
Totally.
Wow. Yeah, he's leading that Seahawks defense for sure. That defensive line. What do you have? 11 stops and a quarterback hurry.
Yeah, that guy's awesome.
Applying pressure all day.
He's really Coach Arbet said he's really a film junkie. You know, he's just always watching film.
Nice.
And he has an incredible nose for the football. So those are two nice character traits. So the Seahawks finished with 5 sacks. Caleb Martin, Aptos High alum, had 3 sacks. Josh Eshku of Scotts Valley High had 1, as did Virgil Powell. So Shaq Floyd was a stud on defense. He had both interceptions, which 2 interceptions.
2 interceptions in one game, huh?
Yeah, and 3 on the season. So what do you know about this old West Hills team aside from them losing from or beating Yuba?
Yeah. Well, I mean, from what I've read, I mean, they got a dual threat quarterback in Byron Norfleet, and got a couple wide receivers as well, Xavier Cayetano and Eugene Wells. I mean, they got that chemistry going.
So do we. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're flowing.
This is going to be a fun game.
Yeah, that's right. It could be. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, Norfleet. Byron Norfleet. Wow. He seems like he has plenty of options.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, what 9 players catching passes in the loss last week.
Wow. Merced normally carries like 100 players.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Merced had a big team back in the day.
Are they allowed that many?
Yeah, shoot them all. You just gotta afford shoulder pads and helmets.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember Cabrillo back in the day had like 50 kids, and it was a good year for us, and Merced had 100 and something.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah. So West Hills, like I said, don't let that record fool you. You know?
They got a good defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have Eric Powell, led by Eric Powell. At least Mardig will be aware of him because he has 4 sacks on the season. But West Hills, had 5 sacks last weekend and 2 interceptions against Merced.
Okay.
So, like I said, lost a narrow one, 31-28. So,
Maybe a shootout.
Yeah, I think so too.
When they're playing over there, huh?
Yeah.
Who shoots more?
Well, it depends what type of guns they bring to the battle. So, let's say that West Hills has a 6-shooter. And I'm going to say that Cabrillo has a Uzi. So I'm not saying that Cabrillo is going to post a blank.
Oh, God. No, that doesn't even deserve a button push.
All right, good.
That's how bad that one was. So you're taking Cabrillo.
I am taking Cabrillo.
Same here.
They're getting better.
Momentum.
Man.
Yeah. They're getting
and
better.
the public agrees 82.2% say Cabrillo.
I think there's one where I can miss it, though, and you as well, and the public.
Since you all.
No, West Hills, man.
Public pretty much agreed with you guys across the board.
I know. I do think that Cabrillo's a better team than when they faced Yuba.
Yeah.
I think if they played again, it's amazing because it's just 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away, but they're a different team.
Yeah, because didn't they have a bye opening week?
Yeah.
Cabrillo?
Yes, right? Yes. So things change week to week. It's JC football. It's what happens. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's it, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for tuning in to Double Coverage. I'm Juan Reyes.
And I'm Jim Seimas.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to this podcast on iTunes, Google Play, or SoundCloud. And make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for updates on your favorite local teams. And don't forget to take part in our weekly poll. We've been now announcing the poll in the paper and here on the Double Coverage podcast. You can find that and more each week at
SantaCruzSentinel.com/football. Until next week.
We're still broadcasting. We did it. Thanks to there was actually we had a few viewers. We got one left that stick to the end.
Nice.
So, hey, thank you, viewer. Maybe it's somebody here in the office. I don't know.
Hi, Joy.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah. But hey, to the people who did come to the YouTube, I'm not sure if the video is going to stay up online because, we really want you to listen to the SoundCloud and get the hits on that. But hey, thanks for watching us. I can't believe you did because really it's just us sitting here.
The baby steps until someday we're on ESPN.
But they got the information before anyone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 hours before.
Exactly. So hey, next time you can maybe chat up a little bit. Nobody chatted me this week, but you can chat. I'm watching the chat the whole time.
Yeah, message a question.
Yeah, and we'll get it. I'll interrupt them and tell them, and if you want to say that how stupid these guys are, I'm more than happy to tell them how stupid they are.
Yeah. But tell us something we don't know.
Exactly. Okay. Thanks a lot, viewer. This broadcast is over now.